Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your first time here. I am your host, Davin James, pleased to be here with all of you guys here today. If you guys don't mind, if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a like, maybe even a comment, and subscribe to the channel. But hit the bell for notifications, that way you don't miss any future notifications from my channel. So it's been a while since I've done like a crime or true crime related story, and this one is a true crime related story. But because this one's more based on the law system in certain countries like Mexico, Belgium, Germany, the Netherlands, and such and such and such. Where over in those countries, they have a basic law system, which means that if a prisoner is caught escaping from prison, as long as they don't do anything illegal, like theft, criminal damage, violence, such and such, then they can legally walk out of prison without being charged with anything. But with that being said, let's get on with today's episode, shall we? People are just learning it's legal to break out of jail in these certain countries due to a bizarre law. Several countries don't punish prisoners for attempting or successfully escaping prison, as long as they don't break either laws while doing so. You read that right. If you decide to take your chances and break out of prison in several countries, then you won't even be punished for the act, as long as you do it in a mean and mindful fashion, of course. It's like the hit series Prison Break, but without nearly as much of the tension. The T's and C's. It's not quite as straightforward as breaking out of prison, however, you see fit and walking off scot-free. The escape has to be considered a walkaway escape, which doesn't involve any other type of crime, i.e. theft, threat, bribery, property damage, or violence, Dr. T. Marcus Fung explains on the Oxford University law firm. Basically, should you be caught following breaking out, prosecutors could charge you with any crimes you committed during or after your escape, but for the escape itself, well, you'll not have a single day added to your sentence for the act of breaking out in certain countries. Interesting question, where in the world is this actually legal? Because you wouldn't have thought this would be legal anywhere for that matter, no matter where you live in the world. But apparently it is, so it goes to show you how different some countries really are from one another. It's good news if you are in prison in Belgium, Germany, the Netherlands, Sweden, Austria, Mexico, or Chile. Germany's argument for letting the prisoners walk out of prison scot-free, as long as they've not committed any other crime in the process, is because of human beings enact to urge to be free. So basically, the country's law, which is basic law, has been in place since the 1800s, deems it immoral to deny people their natural instinct to escape, and it doesn't matter who the prisoner is, how many crimes they committed, or the severity of their crimes. However, if prisoners do escape in Germany without breaking any other laws, should they be caught, it is reportedly likely that they would be locked back up in more secure conditions than they were considered in, given they consider such a flight risk. Mexico follows suit with this argument. Their federal penal code reading, "No sanction will be applied to the prisoner who escapes except when he acts in concert with others to effect an escape." In the Netherlands, they argue if a prisoner sees a way out of prison and doesn't take it, that it's essentially a form of self-punishment and not taking advantage of a good opportunity. Switzerland is reported as arguing escaping prison without breaking any laws in doing so is essentially harmless and is also a form of self-enrichment. Austria's laws doesn't list walkaway escape as illegal either, and it's the same with Belgium too. Over on Reddit, people have shared their thoughts, as one was surprised that more countries had a similar rule, after initially thinking Mexico was the only one. Meanwhile, a second said, "If I'm ever put in prison, you can be damn sure I'm going to be playing the escape room for the rest of my life." Never in my life have I heard such a thing like that. I've seen all sorts of prison documentaries on Netflix and whatnot, and each prison has its own set of rules, which is understandable because every country has a different ruling. you know, in terms of how they decide to punish prisoners and how and what they're allowed to do and not do in, well, locked up in their prison. You could expect some more discipline, and other places you might expect less discipline, because it's just how they are in some places in the world. But having such a weird law in place in certain countries where, like, you can escape prison as long as you don't do anything illegal in the meantime while you're trying to escape, that's bizarre to me. That's completely weird. It's also really fascinating. Like, I could imagine if that happened over here in the UK, there would be a riot. There would be absolutely a riot, because nobody would probably stand for that. Especially victims of people who have been put in prison in the first place. I can imagine the US being the same way. Maybe less riots, but they will probably argue the same thing. Like, how the hell can you have someone put in prison but allow them to escape legally as long as they don't break any laws during the meantime? Because, well, the first things they're going to do is break a law when trying to escape, or when they have escaped from prison, because that's in their nature, I guess you could say. Bit of a short episode here today, guys, but hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, let me know your feelings down below. Have you heard of this bizarre law before in whatever country you're from? What do you think of this law? Do you think that's justified, or do you think that's absolutely batshit insane? With that being said, thank you all for tuning in to today's episode. Till next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye for now.